Welcome. This is a product overview of ComplianceForge's NIST 853 Revision 5 High Baseline version of the Cybersecurity and Data Protection Program, which we call the CDPP. Over the next few minutes, we will walk through what it is, who it is for, what is included, and how it compares to writing this documentation yourself. Editable cybersecurity documentation focused on NIST 853. High alignment. Compliance-focused policies and standards that come with a wealth of free resources. An affordable solution designed to be efficient, scalable, and business-friendly. And a one-time purchase. No subscription and no software to install. If a federal assessor reviewed your program today, could you show documented NIST 853 controls? With what you have right now, would your policies and standards hold up to a FISMA, FedRAMP, or CMMC review? Or are they incomplete, outdated, or scattered across your team? For most teams, building NIST 853 documentation from scratch means months of senior staff time spent mapping controls across the low, moderate, and high baselines. The CDPP gives you a running start, aligned to the NIST 853 Revision 5 High Baseline with crosswalks to FedRAMP, FAR 52, 204, 21, Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification 2.0, Levels 1 through 3, NIST 800-171, and more. The templates get you roughly 80 to 90% of the way there. The CDPP contains editable policies, control objectives, standards, and metrics. So what exactly is the NIST 853 High Baseline version of the CDPP? As a visual, here is where the NIST 853 High Baseline sits on the spectrum of cybersecurity frameworks. It is on the more robust side of the spectrum, based on the topics it covers. NIST 853 Revision 5 consists of 20 different families of cybersecurity and privacy controls. The CDPP has a security policy for each of these 20 families, with standards addressing the low, moderate, and high baseline controls of the framework. This version provides complete coverage for NIST 853 Revision 5, including the privacy baseline. FedRAMP Revision 5, across low, moderate, high, and low-impact software as a service. FAR 52, 204, 21. CMMC 2.0, Levels 1 through 3, NIST 800-171, covering both CUI and NFO controls, and NIST 800-172 for advanced persistent threat protections. Crosswalk mappings are also included to many additional leading frameworks, including SOC 2, CIS Critical Security Controls, HIPAA, ISO 27002, NERC CIP, NIST CSF, PCI DSS, the Secure Controls Framework, also known as the SCF, and UK Cyber Essentials. Who is it for? NIST 853 High can be used for large defense contractors, large government contractors, and large technology businesses. It should not be used for smaller businesses. And for companies that need to be compliant with NIST 800-171 and CMMC. This version provides coverage for the low, moderate, and high baseline controls, so you could implement it for your compliance needs across CMMC 2.0 Levels 1 through 3. The CDPP is a one-time purchase of editable Microsoft Office-based documentation templates. There is no software to install, no agent to deploy, no account to provision, and no cloud environment to configure. It is delivered as fully editable Word and Excel files, compatible with Word 2016 and newer, Microsoft 365, OpenOffice, LibreOffice, and Google Docs and Sheets. Documentation is delivered via email download link within 1 to 2 business days of purchase. There is no installer, no license server, and no activation step. A single entity license is included with purchase. There is no recurring subscription requirement, although an optional update subscription is available as NIST 853 evolves. This deployment model is intentional. Cybersecurity documentation benefits from being in the organization's own hands, inside your own version control and document management systems, rather than locked inside a vendor's SaaS tool. Once delivered, this product belongs to you. There are 4 documentation challenges that most organizations face. The first is a lack of in-house security documentation experience. Writing security documentation is a skill that many good cybersecurity professionals simply are not proficient at. and tasking your analysts and engineers to write it means taking them away from protecting and defending your network. The second is compliance requirements. Nearly every organization is required to have formally documented security policies and standards, with requirements ranging from PCI DSS to HIPAA to NIST 800-171. The third is audit failures. Security documentation does not age gracefully like a fine wine, and outdated documentation leads to gaps that expose organizations to audit failures and system compromises. And the fourth is vendor and client requirements. It is very common for clients and partners to request evidence of a security program, and that includes policies and standards. The CDPP delivers 4 outcomes. The first is clear documentation. You receive comprehensive documentation to prove that your security program exists, saving hundreds of hours and tens of thousands of dollars in staff and consultant expenses. The second is time savings. The CDPP is a semi-customized solution that requires minimal resources to fine-tune for your organization's specific needs. The third is an audit-defensible format. Documentation is written to withstand scrutiny by external assessors and NIST 853 auditors, with footnotes providing authoritative source references throughout. And the fourth is alignment with leading practices. The NIST-based CDPP is written to align your organization with NIST 853 Revision 5. So what do you actually receive? Here is a look at the content of the NIST 853 high baseline version of the CDPP, the editable Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel documentation that is delivered to you. Purchase includes a single entity license, the first year of product updates, and bonus supplemental templates at no additional cost. The Microsoft Word document, a cover page and document control template, 20 policies organized by NIST, 853 control families, detailed standards covering the low, moderate, and high baselines, and audit-ready mandatory language throughout. The NIST 853 Revision 5 mapping, an Excel companion mapping document for GRC import with coverage of all high baseline controls and enhancements, cross-references to the companion CSOP procedures, and mapping to FedRAMP, FAR 52, 204, 21, CMMC, NIST 800-171, NIST 800-172, and many additional leading frameworks. The supplemental templates, a customizable cybersecurity awareness training presentation and form, an incident response plan template, a business impact analysis template, a business continuity and disaster recovery template, an NDA template, a user acknowledgement form, a change management request form, a risk assessment methodology, and ISO appointment orders. And it pairs with the matching CSOP. The CDPP provides the policies and standards, the why and the what. The companion NIST 853 version of the Cybersecurity Standardized Operating Procedures provides the how, with step-by-step procedures mapped one-to-one to the CDPP standards. Most organizations purchase both as a bundle. Now compare that against the 2 alternatives for obtaining quality cybersecurity documentation. For your internal staff to generate comparable documentation, it would take them an estimated 800 internal staff work hours, which equates to a cost of approximately $77,000 in staff-related expenses. That is about 9 to 15 months of development time. If you hire a consultant, it would take an estimated 600 consultant work hours, which equates to a cost of approximately $192,000. That is about 4 to 8 months of development time. The NIST 853 high version of the CDPP is approximately 4% of the cost for your internal staff and approximately 2% of the cost for an external consultant to generate equivalent documentation. The CDPP itself is $2,970. PDF examples of both the policies and standards document and the crosswalk mapping are available on the product page, so you can see the quality and structure before you buy. So how much work is left for you? ComplianceForge aims for approximately a 90% solution because it is impossible to write a 100% cookie-cutter document that can be equally applied across every organization. In practice, customization is essentially filling in the blanks, adding your company name and logo, which ComplianceForge applies for you before delivery. Tailoring parameters, such as review cadences and thresholds. Naming specific owner roles. and removing sections that do not apply to your organization. If you want a hand, ComplianceForge offers optional professional services. They are not required to customize ComplianceForge documentation. The 5-hour bundle may be beneficial for companies that need some guidance on getting started. The 10-hour bundle is for companies that need additional guidance on tailoring their documentation to meet their compliance requirements. And the 20-hour bundle is for companies that need robust services beyond just 10 hours. Purchased professional service hours expire 120 days, or 4 months, from the time of purchase if unused. Hours are intended to supplement, not replace, your own customization work. The CDPP is intentionally specialized for the NIST 853 Revision 5 High Baseline. Every policy heading, every standard, and every metric uses the language and structure of NIST 853 so that auditors, assessors, and internal stakeholders see exactly what they expect. The 20 families of controls found in NIST 853 equate to the 20 policies in the CDPP, organized according to FIPS 199 management, operational, and technical categories. From access control and audit and accountability, through supply chain risk management and system and services acquisition. One more reason to buy. As this pyramid shows, policies, standards, and procedures build on each other. The CDPP covers the policies and standards, while the companion CSOP covers the procedures. The CDPP answers the what and the why questions for NIST 853 compliance through policies and standards. The matching CSOP answers the how question, with step-by-step procedures that map one-to-one to the CDPP standards. Buying both as a bundle is the most common configuration for organizations that want a complete documentation set, and procedures are not optional from an audit standpoint. Auditors need to verify that standards are actually implemented in operational practice, and procedures are the documented evidence of that implementation. For CISOs, the CDPP includes metrics that are designed for executive reporting. CISOs need to communicate program health in language that executives understand, and these metrics are structured to roll up from individual control performance to executive-level dashboards. The metrics are mapped to common reporting cadences, monthly, quarterly, and annual. And each one identifies suggested owners, target thresholds, and escalation criteria. This is particularly important for organizations subject to NIST 853 high oversight, where leadership accountability is increasingly explicit. If you have any questions, please email support@complianceforge.com or call 1-307-241-8740. We've been helping organizations since 2005, and we are always happy to help.